Cal rocks. It is our Monday and time to make the Monday a little bit better and talk a little sports with our guy, Pep. Pep, what's going on?
Yo, Patrick, good morning. And speaking of making things better, a quick shout out to lead off this sports segment as we mention our local guy, Alexander Madison, the Las Vegas Raiders running back. You know, training camp was a very busy time of the year, obviously, as you get ready for the NFL season, but he still found time to come back home, his hometown of San Bernardino, and go back to his middle school to give out free backpacks and free haircuts so all the kids out there around San Bernardino can feel confident, feel good about themselves, feel fresh on that first day of school.
How cool is it too? That's actually helping out, right? You could just write a check.
Yes.
You could do this, you could do that. That's real when the rubber hits the road helping out, dude. I applaud the hell out of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is an important time. He's with a new team. You know, there's a lot on the line. And no, he still comes back. So I just want to give a quick shout out to him. The Raiders will open up the preseason, ironically, at the Minnesota Vikings, Alex's former team. So there's that too as he gets ready for his first game in the silver and black.
Very cool, dude. It's exciting to have him this close for him and his family.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of local guys, quarterback Jayden Daniels, the Commanders will play the Jets in their preseason opener on Saturday, and head coach Dan Quinn of the Commanders did say that Jayden Daniels, the pride of Cajon High School, the Heisman Trophy winner, will play in this game. So that will be his unofficial NFL debut. I know it's only preseason, but we'll see the first time of him out there in that Washington uniform this Saturday.
I actually applaud this. I know, it's a lot of money and there's always a certain amount of risk. However, there's less hitting in practice and less time to knock off some of that rust. I actually think this is a really good idea, dude. Get him in the fire. I actually hear he's doing pretty well, so they're kind of getting a little excited, especially after our man C.J. Stroud did his thing.
Yes.
They're thinking Jayden Daniels might be similar. I think this is a good move by Dan Quinn.
Yeah, the NFL's had a track record of success where these rookie quarterbacks do not have to sit on the sideline for a couple seasons, that they're just plug and play. And C.J. Stroud is a great example at Rancho Cucamonga to do that. Jayden Daniels, even though they say there's a quarterback competition and whatnot, they drafted him number 2 overall for a reason. He's going to be the franchise quarterback. So I think I'm with you. I think it's very important, not to have him out there the entire game and risk injury, but he's got to see some live competition at some point. And it looks like it's going to happen right out of the gate against the Jets this weekend.
I think that just shows you they know he's the starter.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's definitely the starter for Washington. And when you talk about training camps in the preseason, Patrick, you know this for the NFL, the biggest thing is come out healthy. You want to be healthy going into the regular season. And right now for the Rams and Chargers, our LA teams, they're both starting kind of limping into the preseason. First, we heard Justin Herbert, the QB for the Lightning Bolts, plantar fascia. He's hoping to be ready for that first game of the season. And then for the Rams, Puka Nacua left practice yesterday with a knee injury. That was on Sunday. So it's like, oh my gosh, we haven't even started the regular season, and our LA teams are getting banged up with key star players.
We just talked about how great it was to have Jayden Daniels play in these games.
Yeah.
However, it is cross your fingers time and hope nothing bad happens. It really is a case of right now, it's almost like only bad can happen.
That's a big but, right? You want to see them play, but you've got to be healthy. You've got to be 100% to start the regular season when it matters, right? I know the NFL preseason, there is value in that, those preseason games, but the biggest obstacle, the biggest thing you need is to come out healthy on the other side when you start the regular season, and that's not good for Puka Nacua or Justin Herbert to start like this in 2024.
As Pep and I always say, the best ability is availability.
Yeah, 100%, man. I even tell my kids that, right?
Yep.
School, work, anything. All right, Patrick, listen, I watched the Olympics over the weekend. I know you did as well, and it was a massive weekend for the old red, white, and blue. I could go down the list with just a couple of highlights of a couple Americans who brought home gold. Scotty Scheffler, the year of Scotty Scheffler on the golf links. He took gold for the Stars and Stripes. We had Noah Lyles, the 100 meters, the fastest man in the world. He brought home gold. Simone Biles brought home a couple more golds in gymnastics, and Katie Ledecky also brought home another swim gold. So it was a huge weekend for the Stars and Stripes. We lead the overall medal count. Currently on this Monday morning, we're tied with China for the most gold medals. So big weekend for Team USA.
Huge fan of all of that, especially the 100-meter final. I loved watching that in the men's category. My goodness. Of course, in the women's, Sha'Carri Richardson, she got second after the St. Lucia chick just ran like Eric Dickerson. It was amazing.
Yes.
But in the men's final, it was kind of cool. It was so close. Photo finish. It was cool to learn that Noah Lyles won because his torso was leaning a little bit more forward. We found out it's not the first body part that goes across the finish line. It is the torso. And in this case, the clavicle is what got him 0.05 to work 4 years for that victory. God, that's got to be sweet.
Yeah, you know what? That's crazy, right? Too, like it comes down to just 0.05, of a second, like is insane. And you spend 4 years of your life training for this one moment, and it's gone in seconds. Like it's all about that one race. And congratulations to Noah Lyles again, the crown as being the world's fastest man, and because he won the 100 meters.
And I mean, it was a hell of a final. All 7 lanes essentially ran a great race. Those guys were all extremely fast. Very exciting to watch that.
Yeah, I'm kind of partial to the track and field finals at the Olympics and also the swim finals. Something about that race and coming down to the end. I love it. I love gymnastics too. There's certain things I enjoy watching, but something about track and specifically the 100 meters.
Not that we're that fast, but I think it's something we all can relate to. It's swimming, it's running.
Yeah.
It's something that we all know all about. There's no tricks. It's not an impressive, crazy skill like a guy who's shooting in a mirror and all that. No. This is just who can beat who.
Yeah, right. It kind of went viral. The guy from Turkey who had no eye protection and no special gauges and whatnot. It was just like he looked and shot, and so we can all relate to swimming and running and whatnot. So congratulations to Team USA. Huge weekend for the red, white, and blue. Patrick, before we get out of here, we do got to talk some baseball. A lot of things to highlight here from over the weekend. First off, the Dodgers' Shohei Ohtani becoming a 30-30 man. This used to be a huge deal. Back when I was a kid, Eric Davis was a 30-30 man, or Jose Canseco, 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. Shohei Ohtani showing that, man, he's more than just a pure power hitter. Guy, he's got speed on the base path.
It is kind of cool, though, that like you said, it used to be a huge deal. It kind of still is a big deal because stealing bases isn't as much of an art form as it used to be. We grew up with Ricky Henderson, Vince Coleman, those guys who got on. I mean, they were on third. It's kind of cool to have a real 30 for 30 dude, someone who still steals bases. I kind of like seeing it.
Yeah, it's kind of a lost art, right? Baseball went away from it for a little bit. I think it's kind of swinging back just a little bit. I think Ellie De La Cruz of the Reds, I think he's got 60 or 70 right now. Even Bryce Terang, our guy from Santiago in Corona, he plays for the Brewers. I think he's got 40. So, I mean, it's happening. It's happening more. But, yeah, the guys like Vince Coleman, Ricky Henderson getting 100 stolen bases in a season, I don't know if that's going to happen again.
No, man, that was wild times. But it's cool that it's coming back a little bit.
Yes. And Shohei Ohtani showing he could literally do it all. And maybe because he's not pitching this season, he can focus more on some other things and do more things offensively. But, Ohtani can literally do it all. And he's proven it again this season.
Pretty cool.
Well, the Dodgers, they played up in Oakland. They beat the A's yesterday 3-2. Their final trip up to Oakland as the A's moved to Sacramento for a couple years before eventually making their way down to Las Vegas. So next up for the Dodgers, a big series with the Phillies. And next up for the A's, and I bring this up, they're going to play the White Sox. And the White Sox are historically bad this year, Patrick. The White Sox have lost 20 straight games. That has not happened since 1988. The Orioles did it, and they're only 2 games away from the all-time Major League Baseball record for losses in a row. Right now, they're at 20, and I mean, this is a really, really, really bad White Sox team.
I know none of us are White Sox fans, and you never feel sorry for anybody, but I have to say, I feel sorry for the White Sox fan. It's tough to go through these times, man.
Man, it is terrible. But as I always say, because my teams that I personally like, they've been bad for a long time. When you come out on the other side, it's just that much sweeter, right? You can relish it that much more because you remember how bad it was during the bad times. So it's really bad right now for the White Sox.
Very true.
And finally, you probably already heard this, but it's worth mentioning again for all the Angel fans out there. They picked up a couple wins against my Mets over the weekend, but they did lose Mike Trout for the entire season. Now, he tore his meniscus again, so he tried to make that rehab assignment in Salt Lake City. They yanked him out of that game. We didn't hear anything other than, it was still kind of up in the air. Then we finally got word that, he tore it again. He is done for the season. So just another case of, maybe Mike Trout's prime is over. I don't know. I want to see him out there at 100% because he is one of the best players in baseball, maybe baseball history.
Do we have another case of what would have been, man, right? The greatest to never do it, if you will, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely heartbreaking. I am not an Angels fan, but I'll tell you what, for 10 years, it was the one cool thing when you went to Anaheim is you could always watch Mike Trout do something really special. To not have him out there, it really sucks, man. It is kind of a sad tale.
Man, it really is. And as just a baseball fan, Mike Trout is one of the best. I want to see him out there. I want to see him 100%. I want to see him lead the Angels back to the playoffs, So hopefully that still can happen, but it's not going to happen this year.
It doesn't seem like he can get healthy, and you're right. I wonder what this means. Can he get healthy? Hopefully for himself and Angels fans, he will be able to. Pep, tell him how to get your stuff.
Get my stuff anytime. We're open 24/7 at Inland Sports, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Head on over to YouTube. Check us out there as well. We got the Inland Sports YouTube channel. That's Inland Sports.
Thanks, Pep.